film evaluation of The Last Emperor by BrirttneyMoriki. The second slide is called Little Emperor. This is where Puyi just became emperor at the age of 3 years old. He will be lord for 10,000 years. He is also known as the son of the heavens. The third slide describes about when Puyi meets his mother and younger brother for the first time in 7 years. In this slide, Puyi is wearing a lined, bright yellow 5-clawed dragon robe. The dragon on the front of his robe represents the emperor on the throne, according to Lin 2013 on page 35. Slide 4 talks about the imperial yellow. This is where Puyi's younger brother is wearing the color yellow. Puyi tells him that only emperors can wear the color yellow, but the younger brother says that he is wearing ordinary yellow. Slide 5 talks about the imperial yellow from the King Imperial Design textbook. Lin 2013 explains that bright yellow is a color strictly reserved for the emperor's youth, and this is found on page 45. In slide 6, Puyi finds out that China has the president of the republic outside of the Forbidden City. Slide 7 explains that Puyi will always be an emperor in the Forbidden City, but not outside of it. Slide 8 is where Puyi's wet nurse had to leave because he's a big boy and he can't have a wet nurse anymore. Slide 9 is where Puyi has a Western tutor to teach him how to read and write. Puyi tells his tutor that outside of China is now a republic with a president and that he's not a gentleman because he's not allowed to say what he means. Slide 10 is where Puyi's tutor tells Puyi that he would like to be a gentleman and that if you cannot say what you mean, then you will never mean what you say. A gentleman should always mean what he says. Slide 11 is where Puyi finds out that he needs to wear glasses, but an emperor doesn't wear spectacles. The robe that Puyi is wearing in this slide is a gung fu with several motifs in the medallion badges, according to Lin 2013 on page 9. Slide 12 explains about how a gung fu is made out of solid dark blue plain weave silk, according to Lin 2013 on page 9. Slide 13 is where Puyi finds out that he's going to have 2 wives, where one is the empress and the other is a secondary consultant. He wasn't able to choose his wives. Slide 14 is where Puyi gets married and he is with his empress talking about how he would change the way to get married and how humiliating it is not to be able to choose the person you marry. Slide 15 is where Puyi moves to the west with his empress and secondary consultant. The secondary consultant talks to Puyi about wanting to divorce him because in the west he can only have 1 wife. In slide 16, Puyi becomes emperor of Manchukuo in Manchuria of 1934. Slide 17 describes about the similarities between the movies and the textbook. They are similar because both the movie and the textbook talks about the imperial yellow. They are different because of the blue satin robe in the book, and in the marriage in the movie, the emperor and empress wear red robes. This is the bibliography page for the DVD and the Lin 2013 King Imperial Costume Design book. This concludes my film evaluation for The Last Emperor. Thank you for listening to my presentation and hope you enjoyed it.